Let's say you've realized you locked your keys inside the car's trunk. What's the next step?
The keys are in here!
So to get your keys and start the car, you need to know how to open the trunk without a key. Luckily, there are a few ways to do it. So don't worry, we've got you covered in this video. Let's get started. Step number 1. Trunk release lever or button. Most modern cars have a trunk release lever or button inside the vehicle, usually near the driver's seat, on the dashboard, or inside the glove compartment. This is your easiest option if you can get inside the cabin. Most trunk release buttons are found under the steering wheel, to the left of the driver's seat. If you can't find it there, check your glove box. Many car key fobs also have a trunk release button. If you still can't find it, refer to your car's owner's manual for the exact location. Step number 2. Fold the back seats down. If your car has foldable back seats, you can access the trunk by folding them down. This lets you reach into the trunk and manually open it from the inside. Lowering the back seats can help you get the keys from your trunk without using a release button. Some rear seats fold down, which is also handy for transporting larger items. Fold the seats down and reach into the trunk for the keys. It might be a bit dark inside, so you might need a flashlight to see clearly. Step number 3. Find a spare key. I think the simplest way here is to find a spare key. Check with family or friends who might have one, or look in places where you usually keep spare keys. Even with all the chaos, you might have forgotten about a spare key. Also, if one of the remote key fobs has a trunk button, this extra set can help you open the trunk. If your house keys are also locked in the trunk, it can make things more challenging. Knowing someone who can bring you a spare might save you from hiring a locksmith. Step number 4. Use the emergency release. Check for an emergency release handle inside the trunk, which is a safety feature designed to prevent people from being locked inside. You can often access it by folding down the back seats or crawling into the trunk space. While you might not need the emergency release in this situation, it's good to know it's there. The handle was created to help you get out of a car trunk. Look in the owner's manual to find out where it is. It might be inside the trunk lid and could glow in the dark. Pulling it should open the trunk. Step number 5. Use a Slim Jim. A Slim Jim is a tool that can unlock car doors by manipulating the locking mechanism inside the door. Carefully insert it between the window and weather stripping to unlock the door and access the trunk release lever inside the car. If you're locked out of both the trunk and the car, a Slim Jim, also known as a lockpick, can help you get inside the vehicle, though not the trunk itself. Go to the passenger side window, use a wedge to separate the weather stripping from the car window, and slowly slide the Slim Jim into the opening you've made. For electronic locks, press the unlock button. For manual locks, lift the lock manually. Be cautious, as you risk damaging the car if you're not careful. Step number 6. Use a coat hanger or wire. If you don't have a Slim Jim, you can sometimes use a coat hanger or a similar piece of wire. Straighten the hanger and create a hook at the end. Then, slide it between the window and the weather stripping to try and catch the trunk release lever or button inside the car. Step number 7. Remove the trunk interior from the inside. If you can access the trunk from inside the car, you might be able to remove the trunk's interior panel to reach the locking mechanism and manually unlock the trunk. If you don't have keys or another way to open the trunk, you'll need to take apart the trim on the trunk lid. Remove each component one at a time until the locking mechanism is exposed. Then, disable the mechanism to pop the trunk. Reinstalling all the trim and paneling afterward can be a hassle, which is why many people choose to call a locksmith instead. Step number 8. Use a tennis ball. Create a small hole in a tennis ball, place it over the trunk's keyhole, and press firmly. The air pressure created can sometimes activate the locking mechanism and open the trunk, though this method works better on older car models. Step number 9. Contact a locksmith. If nothing else works, call a locksmith. This is the best option for anyone who isn't experienced with locks. Locksmiths charge differently based on the task and your location. Also, the price can vary depending on the time of day, like if you need help late at night in an emergency. In most cases, getting into the trunk without a key isn't a major problem, especially if the car is already open. Many drivers leave their keys in the trunk while unloading stuff, so this scenario is usually planned for. In the end, whether it's finding a spare key, using professional methods, or seeking assistance, there's always a solution to getting into your trunk without a key. So, stay calm, assess your options, and you'll soon be back on track with access to your trunk. And if you find videos like this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so we can assist you fix it.